Yeah.
the process for it. Thank you. That's good. Where's the shanks, Ben? Come on.
Yes,
mix them up.
I know.
Yeah.
We're all waiting for it.
You want one?
I'm used to working in live audiences with kind of people planned purposely to try and. No, this is Ben.
If you want one,
You are
I'll
making,
produce one.
you are making it very easy for me in a nice way. So this guy clearly knows how to do it.
That's also why I know how to keep shank purposely.
Is that a constraint, eh?
No, I won't.
One more, Ben, so we've got a nice sample for use on
Oliko siinä ihan hyvä osuma?
Siinä on kyllä vaan väärä kolkki. Noin 30 metriä oikein.
Ei ollut.
Oli.
Ei ollut. Vetää matolinja.
Jos katsoo tuon matsalinen uudestaan.
Tiedän kyllä.
Okay.
Oliko nyt parempi? Nyt se ei kattonut.
Just give me a couple of seconds.
Sen jälkeen tulee parempi 15 metriä vähemmän.
All good?
Matto liikkuu joka kerta. Se lähti heti ekasta jo liikkeelle.
No, nää liikkuu aina.
Niin.
Okay.
Tuntuu alueella, että pitää vasemmassa kerrassa koko ajan kiinni.
Trying to pretty much.
Joo.
Nyt on tunnapamaan, kun sen on oikein.
Oikeasti.
That's good.
Tästä ei saa ottaa mailla tähän käteen. Kun täällä kiinni, niin tuntuu tosi
So you see some stuff around here like that.
Ai niin joo, siitä on Jesarilla.
Okay, just give me 1 second, Ben, just to have a look at a few things we can play with the team today.
It's not recording right now. Is it?
No.
Okay, good.
Knowingly.
Am I allowed to hit the shots?
You're right, you're not in North Korea, Ben, you can do what you want.
Kokeillaan jossain
Look
vaiheessa.
at the impact data there, right? Very good.
You got to crash the chains off.
Yeah, based on what you did last
Sieltä
time.
on hallittu shankkireijälle.
Matches his flight.
Joo, se on suoraan vasemmalle. Väliä hyvä osuma.
Toi äsken.
No.
Aika pulssi.
Ihan puhdas tuosta.
Lainaan vissiin.
Hei helvetti. Mark kysyi shankkia usein.
Beg your pardon?
I'll just say that you did ask for a shank, so I actually produced one.
I mean, there's a whole philosophy around teaching people to shank it purposely,
Yeah.
so they understand where it came from. Which is actually the idea of errorful learning. If you can actually learn to shank it, it's actually a great value. Then you learn, hopefully, then how to avoid shanking it. So it's a very, very kind of very intuitive approach, a very good one. Ben's actually clearly a very good player, clearly he's very well. Clearly a lot to love about what he does. So
Clearly I'm a good tester, not a good performer.
that's a body different reason. Again, that's you're absolutely right there. That, I mean, there's so many things around us: internal drivers, life, aspiration, motivation. Why you doing this kind of stuff? And really, a lot of it goes back to need. Do I actually need to win? And some of those guys, they need to be good for many reasons. Poulter been a great example. He just needs to win. That mostly goes back to 5-year-old, so it's very exploratory. And but I think probably the best approach we can do with Ben, let's actually get him disconnected.
Yeah.
And then maybe just walk through some of the data we had based on what we looked at inside this morning, and then start to explore then movements we can all do, maybe to then connect back to improving kind of what Ben does in there. But a lot like that, two very evident areas I think we can really advance Ben on, based around, ironically again, the shape of the human. But a little bit of what Ben does, certainly in transition, possibly may not be helpful for him with the frame shape that he has. But some of the approaches that maybe Ben is currently using, maybe kind of you would associate more to the kind of narrow human. That may well then be why we see some imbalances around, in particular, the kind of force profiles of that club through impact, and then making it back to things like distance, certain misses, launch monitor data, pain, that kind of stuff. So you've ever experienced kind of pains, or you've been pretty healthy, or
On what day of the week? Yeah.
Monday?
Of course, I have various pains.
So have you had some issues through kind of life with golf, or
Lower back.
okay,
Yeah.
through here?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, to that right side. It's quite evident looking at Ben this morning that how he moves again from that kind of structure he has might irritate this part of his back through here.
Mm.
And again, I'm just curious, anything ever through hand and wrist, or pretty good?
Now the right wrist movement is somewhat limited,
Yeah.
but something that you might see from the data is right shoulder acting up today, basically.
Yeah. So kind of, this is nice feedback in some ways, that often what we see at the wrist, this man did pay attention back in the day. Still doing his drill. Very good. It's a bit kind of, it's what you call very binary, very connection. But often when you get shoulder issues in humans, look at what the wrist does. And often when you get wrist pain, look at what the shoulder does. They kind of, a very circular approach, a bit like foot and hip. Often when you get foot and ankle issues, look at the hip. When you get hip issues, look at the foot and ankle. It's that very kind of binary circular approach. So interesting to, again, what we see from Ben as far as how that club is being delivered, maybe again connects back to that right shoulder being unhappy about something.
About many things. Yeah.
This is good. So, and this is where I think it's great having this with UC and Henk in particular. We can get, when you've got very precise questions and need very precise approaches, it really comes back to that discussion I made, that observation this morning. You really can't use generic systems to resolve precise questions. So Ben has some very refined movements, partly down to body shape, partly down to that shoulder, which maybe creates pain, and the miss. So the miss you normally get is what can happen if it's going to go one way. What can happen with you?
It's a double miss when it's bad.
Kind of pushy, hooky.
Not slicing more.
Okay, slice.
Push
yeah.
slice more.
Push slice, and
Yeah.
then one that goes left.
Yeah.
Yeah, which very much connects back to, for me, certainly how that club is being delivered through impact because of those values again. So let's get Ben disconnected, and what I might do again, is just give you a minute individually just to look at some values on my screen so you can all see this. So we'll just kind of let the guys take 2 minutes, think again, just to look at the values. Two in particular, I mean, it's very good then. This is a lot of very cool stuff here.